Good morning, friends and family. I'm sure there's some distant relatives out there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. However you may be listening, thank you for making me a part of your day. As always, a free way you can support the channel is leave a like and a comment. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, subscribe. Everything would be greatly appreciated. I want to start out first by talking about GameStop. I just have a feeling. I know lots of facts have been presented about GameStop, that there's a lot of positive momentum right now. Things are moving a good direction. I have a feeling that soon our patience will be rewarded. So, first of all, Susie Orman. Oh, Susie Orman. Somebody asked me this on the live stream yesterday, if I had heard about what Susie Orman said, and I said, no, I didn't. I had not had an opinion of Susie Orman up until yesterday, and then she says this, and I'm like, okay, down with Susie Orman, even though what she's saying is true. But Susie Orman, GameStop frenzy is a game, not investing. Exactly, Susie. Welcome to the club. I mean, what is that? Is that like, is she telling us something new? I guess she has to tell all her boomer friends. I'm assuming she's a boomer. But anyway, a second wave of the GameStop GME rally has struck the stock market in recent days, sending the price up 172% since late last month. While still well below its January high, GameStop stands more than 1,500% above where it did 6 months ago. Amid the rally, stocks traders and their online movement came under fire from personal finance guru Susie Orman, oh no, in a new interview with Yahoo Finance. That interview came before shares of another heavily shorted stock, Tanger Factory Outlet Center. Sorry, and for those of you who invested in that yesterday, yeah, I mean, I'm still holding on, but we'll see. Shot up amid a similar friendly, going as high as 16% in early trading Thursday. Speaking to Yahoo Finance this week, Orman derided the GameStop trading spree as stupid, crazy, saying the effort to short squeeze the company turned investing into a game that needs to end. Oh no. But she rebutted critics who've blamed stimulus checks for fueling the influx of investment instead of faulting low interest rates and trading apps like Robinhood. That's so ridiculous. Susie, what do you want us to do with this melting ice cube that we call the US dollar? And we're getting more dollars from the government. Joe Biden is by no means slowing things down. You want us to, I don't know, buy McDonald's? Or you want us to hold it in the bank? What do you want us to do? I mean, it seems pretty obvious to me that we need to put our money somewhere, but everything's speculative right now. And so, okay, yeah, it is for sure. Low interest rates, that's to blame. Trading apps like Robinhood, so giving the power to invest to the people, that's a problem all of a sudden. It's absurd. Susie Orman, let me read a little bit more. The GameStop frenzy was just crazy, she says. That wasn't an investment, that was a game, and that game needs to stop. Oh, boomer, not excited by millennials changing the rules of the game. How many times have I heard this before? And that's why I say don't watch CNBC, don't pay attention to them, just do your own thing. Wall Street Bets, Reddit, even though I made a video lamenting everything going on with Wall Street Bets yesterday, have nothing to do with them. They're upset that the status quo has changed. All right, so moving on. Something caused GameStop's price to spike up yesterday, and what was it? I have a hypothesis of sorts, and I think this was it. You ready? Are you ready? I don't know if you're ready for this. I think this was it. He did this before. He tweeted if you're not paying attention to the screen, this is Ryan Cohen of GameStop fame, founder of Chewy.com, and he posted a picture. All right, I'm going to plead my ignorance here. I know that this is a picture. Oh, you know what it is? It's Pets.com, the Pets.com mascot. And so if you don't know Pets.com, it got made fun of a lot because they paid a ton of money to advertise in the Super Bowl around the turn of the millennium, and then they crashed hard. And so everyone remembers the Pets.com commercials, but then the actual company this became the status symbol of the .com bubble. And so he tweeted that, and he's kind of become an Elon-like figure, not nearly as many followers, but only 86.5 thousand followers compared to Elon. But he tweeted this around 2:19 p.m. yesterday. I shouldn't say around, I guess at 2:19 p.m. yesterday, and the stock jumped as a result. So is this a game? Yes, absolutely, it's a game. It's like I was a little disappointed to see that this was what the cause was, even though this second wave there's no denying it. This isn't retail pushing this price up. This is institutions, and it's tweets like this. But man, thank you, I guess, Ryan Cohen. But moving on. After GameStop debacle, Robinhood faces uncertain public offering. Oh no, poor Robinhood. Stealing from the poor, giving to the rich. The popular stock trading app Robinhood came under fire at the end of January for restricting users' ability to purchase certain high volatile stocks like GameStop and AMC, while founder CEO Vladimir Tanev has claimed the sudden surge in trading caused certain security deposit requirements to go up in smoke. The halt in trading was an undeniable factor in killing momentum for the unicorn stocks backed by Reddit retail investors. Yes, absolutely, we got robbed. But, if you've held strong, maybe the day is coming soon, the day of reckoning. So, the blow to Robinhood's reputation couldn't have come at a worse time, as the company is planning an IPO sometime in early 2021. Prior to its trade restriction debacle, Robinhood had become one of the fastest growing trading platforms in the world. That's done. It's over. Who knows? Maybe bad press is good press still, or whatever that saying is. But, look at this growth here. Number of Robinhood users from 2014 to 2020 got up to 13 million. I would love to see those numbers now. I would assume that it's lower, but at the same time, we'll see. All I know is, if there is any kind of, maybe I shouldn't go that direction, but I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Robinhood do poorly. How about I just say that? All right. So since 2014, Robinhood's growth in users has been nearly exponential, rising 13 million as of October of last year. That number undoubtedly rose even higher in 2021, with a boom of retail investors driving up stocks. This is true right here, and this is probably the biggest thing that stuck out to me, but Robinhood's quick growth can be best explained by its revolution in providing a simple, aesthetic app catered to attracting new, small-scale investors to the hectic world of stock trading. The solid economic growth over the past decade prior to COVID-19 has also aided in boosting curiosity about investing. There is a lot more money in the stock market right now as a result of one thing, and that's access. And so there are old rules that don't apply. I remember reading a stock trading book in 2010 talking about how you really wanted a PE ratio of between 10 and 20, and that was a sign that a stock was good and healthy. Those days are over. Now, if I see a stock with a PE ratio of $10 a share, I start thinking, what's wrong with the company? What's wrong with it? And I stay away. And so, boomers may hate hearing me say that, but there is increased access. That's what caused the boom in the 90s, and that's what's causing the boom now, is that the regular man has access in such a way that he hasn't had before. And we're talking about a world with 7 billion people in it. That, yeah, we are small individually, but you add us up, and there is a difference that's to be made. But moving on, GameStop. Not done with GameStop yet. Here's something that really stuck out to me yesterday. Ehor, remember Ehor of S3 fame? If this page can finally load, it's one thing hearing these numbers on Reddit. It's another thing seeing an actual content about this. So XRT, if you remember XRT, their short interest is massive right now. Look at this, 141.2% SI of float. And so where did they go? XRT, remember, XRT has GameStop in it. It's a ETF with GameStop in it. And so they fled from GameStop and started shorting XRT. And so, I mean, to see these numbers on a screen, not on Reddit, really communicates something to me. That there is massive stuff going on. If you are new to this, check out my video from I think 2 days ago where it's titled GME Endgame Coming Soon. You'll see stuff like this talked about in the post that I read, the post that I reviewed, and oh my goodness, what's the word? I'm blanking on it. Just kind of talked about. I'm sure if you're listening to me right now, you know exactly what word I'm thinking of, and maybe you'll say it in the comment section. But XRT, the day of reckoning with XRT is coming soon. 141% SI float, and you compare that to a lot of other popular companies. Let me just click on his profile real quick. Compare this to other popular companies that are being shorted right now, and you'll see a much different perspective here. UMWC, we talked about that on the live stream yesterday. 13.65%, which 13.65% is big. All right, so UWMC 13.65%. What else? We have lots of replies. Clove 6.95%. Didn't really talk about that. All right, SKT. We talked about that a decent amount yesterday. 28.24% of the float, and yada yada yada. Come on. Lots of replies. TLT 18.01%. Nikola 19.97%. I mean, it's all incredibly low in comparison. XRT 141.2%. And GameStop, according to this, 27.73%. Let me do one more. Fubo 13.7. All right, here we go. Oh, wait a second. That's SKT. I was looking for Rocket. Tesla 6.4% or 6.02%. NEO 4.5%. AMC 19.02%. And you compare that to XRT, and it's like 141.2%. That's crazy. I mean, can you not see what I'm talking about here? That everything was just shifted from GameStop to XRT. So the game is still on. You know, I went to isthesqueeze.com yesterday, and they have been updating, and I mean, they're saying the same thing. So I don't know. I got a little jaded going to that website, and around the time that everything crashed, and the squeeze has not squoze. It's like it was hard to believe. But anyway, maybe check them out for sure. Maybe for sure. Yeah. Check them out. Start checking them out again. So 141.2%, that's wild. And no, this game is not over. And it is a game. Yes, Susie Orman, it is a game, but it's not over. Here's another indicator, and this is going to be a nice and smooth transition from the discussion of GameStop to a discussion of crypto. But this relates. Oh man, this is a conspiracy, not a conspiracy theory. It's a theory that I'm playing around with in my head, and I know I'm using the word theory wrong. Everyone else does it, so I'm going to do it too. But what am I looking at here? GBTC. This is in relation to GameStop, okay? But this is Bitcoin related as well. GBTC is trading at an 11.92% discount, a record low in comparison to Bitcoin. What's GBTC? GBTC is Grayscale. Grayscale is the largest holder of crypto assets in the world. They have 680-something thousand Bitcoin in their possession that they will hold and never sell. Like it's a part of their rules to never sell the Bitcoin they have in their possession. They have a ton of Ethereum. They just bought a ton of Litecoin. So their stock, which I don't know if it's publicly tradable in the United States. I know it's not on Robinhood or Webull or things like that. But their stock is very much correlated to Bitcoin. And this premium that it's talking about, 11.9% discount, or if it was in the positive, a premium, that's just how much correlated is it to the price of Bitcoin. This is the most correlated thing you could find aside from an actual Bitcoin ETF on the stock market. Because of their holdings in crypto. So the fact that it's at 11.92% communicates something to me. You won't see this anywhere else, so do your own research. But it's usually the trend is usually that this stock price trades at a premium, not at a discount, but above Bitcoin, even during bear markets, which we're in a huge bull run right now with Bitcoin. But even during bear markets, this trades at a premium. The fact that this is at a discount now, this is unprecedented. This is the lowest discount it's ever had. And here's another chart that it spreads it out here. I really like this one. So here we are right now, this pinkish dot, hot pink dot. We got some lows here. We did get at a discount in 2017, and that was before the massive bull run. Well, that was actually around the same time of the year, in March or so, late March. And so, what does this mean? Here's the thing in relation to GameStop right now that I'm gleaning from this is that this sell-off that we're seeing, this NASDAQ, this Dow sell-off. All right, bear with me for a second. I think this is related to the GameStop insanity that's about to ensue. You know, all of those prices that we were talking about, those prices that are, quote, not a meme. I think the writing is on the wall for the smart money, and institutions are dumping their Apple, their Microsoft, their even their Grayscale, and positioning themselves to withstand what's coming, because nothing else really makes sense here. Why would all of a sudden Grayscale, GBTC, be at 11% if it wasn't just caught up in this wave of this sell-off that's happening in preparation? So what happened in 2020? You know, what happened in 2020, right here, that white dot, so it did get pretty low at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, but this is unprecedented here, and I think something is brewing, and I think I'm wondering if it is related to GameStop. I wonder if after March 19th, stocks will begin to bounce back again. But unfortunately, I have a lot of calls expiring on March 19th. And so I think those things are pretty much dead. But stocks right now, I don't think we're about to crash. I think this is a tremendous dip buying opportunity. And the fact that Grayscale is at this point is a huge indicator to me that we are selling off in preparation of something coming. But I am not a financial professional. Do your own research. But something's up. A lot of these Bitcoin correlated stocks are available at amazing discounts right now. Riot Blockchain, MicroStrategy, WBuy. We've talked about these things. Great buying opportunity right now, unless you want to put more money to GameStop. So that's what I'm weighing right now: GameStop or these Bitcoin correlated stocks. So moving on to Bitcoin, the Bitcoin bubble myth. As 2021 begins, Bitcoin's rising price has brought forth the usual commentary that has dogged the digital cash for a decade. That is a little more than a bubble propelled by market manipulation and euphoria. But those who have spent years studying the phenomenon, the charts are the latest sign of a different reality, that Bitcoin, a genuine monetary invention which it needed to reach that status, for all of these things that we're talking about to be true, is outperforming government money in a natural free market competition. In contrast to how you might see Bitcoin discussed elsewhere, the assertion of this article is that a body of evidence has emerged suggesting the software has created a real, albeit misunderstood economy, and that this economy is establishing itself, if slowly, within the global monetary order. Indeed, over the coming year, it appears likely that one of the biggest critiques against Bitcoin, that its price is irrational and speculative, will be proven inaccurate by data that better describes it both as cyclical and predictable. And that's where we are right now. We are in a position where the price of Bitcoin the price action of Bitcoin has become very predictable. I mean, when I got into Bitcoin, I should say it like this. When I started I've been in crypto since 2014, a little bit, but I started I had money to invest, and I knew I wanted to go towards crypto, and I came into some money in the middle of 2020, and so I started paying attention to all of the most popular voices in crypto, and they all said $20,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. This was when Bitcoin in September was at $10,000, and I thought they were crazy. And that's exactly, well, it got to $29,000 by the end of the year. And now they're all saying well over $200,000, and we are well on our way to that. And it's like, why would I not listen to them? Because it's become predictable. And that's the thing I'm saying to you guys. You know, if you're sitting on the sidelines still, get a BlockFi account, open it. You know, here it is in the not the comment section of the video, the description of the video. Open a BlockFi account, open a crypto account somewhere, and get in. Because this is predictable, and the prediction is that it's going much higher. So anyway, Bitcoin is not the Bitcoin price. I don't know if there was anything else that I really wanted to. That's pretty basic. Fixed supply of 21 million units. There's still people calling this a bubble, comparing it to Tulip Mania. Tulip Mania didn't last nearly as long as this has lasted, and this is going to last a long time. Sorry, man, my internet loading again. Here's some perspective for you, and I'm not going to edit that out. It's Friday, sorry, but Bitcoin now has roughly the same amount of users as the internet had in 1997. I didn't have email in 1997. I was 15 years old. I got on the computer maybe like once a month to browse stuff. I mean, it was pretty boring, and there wasn't much you could do. There's no way you could watch videos in 1997. I mean, think about the internet in 1997. Think about the wild, wild west. This is Bitcoin now in comparison to where it's going to go. Something else here. Let me play this. As far as price predictions are concerned, you're not going to beat this one right
thanks
here.
For having me.
This is the eternal peak for price predictions. You can only match it. You can't beat it. Let's play it here.
Of course, we can only speculate, but when you measure it in terms of dollars, you have to think it's going to infinity, right? I mean, this national currency is only 50 years old. It's already showing extreme signs of weakness, and I think pretty soon people are going to start measuring the price of things in terms of Bitcoin. And I think the true believers will tell you that it's going all the way to the moon, to Mars, and eventually, will be the world's currency. So we won't be measuring the price of Bitcoin in terms of dollars, but in terms of what else you're going to be buying with it, probably planets and other solar systems.
Okay, but let's try to put a number on it. What do you mean by infinity, the moon or Mars?
So, the people that are believers in Bitcoin see it's going to replace all of the world's currency. So that means basically whatever the market cap of the dollar is, the euro, all of that combined is what Bitcoin could be worth. I think,
yes.
In the near term, people see it surpassing gold as a store of value. So, I think $1 million as a price target, within the next 10 years is very reasonable. To some extent, it comes down to the pace of which the U.S. continues to print money. Bitcoin has absorbed a lot of that inflation. I think people are increasingly looking to Bitcoin as a safe haven asset when the value of their quote unquote savings account, which is returning 0.0001% a year, which, is not even making up for inflation or even close to it, is looking more like a losings account. So, I think we're just going to continue to see more people pile into it. The younger demographic is certainly taking notice of it, and they see it as a better version of gold and something to protect them against all of this inflation that's happening.
All right. So speaking of gold, I'm going to skip an article here. This is something worth paying attention to, and I actually want to take a look at the gold price as well. Before we get into this, so gold price, I'm going to go to goldprice.org here, but Mark Cuban got into it with Peter Schiff, and here's the article title: Mark Cuban argues Bitcoin is better than gold, telling Peter Schiff gold is dead, move on. It's something I'm paying attention to because it's hard for me to move on from gold. I don't own any gold. All right, I own a strand of gold. I think it's worth like $3, and that's all I own. I don't even know where it is. It's like on a piece of laminated paper or something like that. But all of the Bitcoin enthusiasts, all the nuts are saying that gold is dying, that it's dead. And so I just thought this exchange on Twitter between Mark Cuban and Peter Schiff was interesting, worth taking a note of. So Peter said something about Bitcoin, and then here's Mark's response. Let me help Peter. Gold is hyped as much as crypto. Do we really need gold? All right, so Peter Schiff, yeah, he was saying something about Bitcoin is just all hype and everything. And so here's, he says, Mark Cuban says gold is hyped as much as Bitcoin. Do we really need gold jewelry? Gold can make you a ring. Bitcoin, ETH are technologies that can make you a banker. I love that point. And allow friction-free exchange of value and are extensible into an unlimited range of biz and personal applications. So Swift responded, Mark, a lot of your athletes wear gold jewelry. Ask them why. Gold has many uses outside of gold jewelry that can contribute to its value as a metal. It's not hyped at all. Gold is money. Bitcoin is 100% hype. It's nothing. And Mark Cuban's response, what we are seeing built with crypto today is just proof of concept. As tech continues to get better, cheaper, faster, there will be new applications and maybe even something that supersedes what we know as crypto today. I could see that happening for sure. He proceeded to compare crypto to gold, but gold won't ever change, which is why it will die as a store of value. So Bitcoin, innovation, gold, pretty much the same thing forever. In addition, he emphasized, don't forget gold was a store of value built on technology, from picks and shovels to mining operations that keep trying to improve. Whoever could use the tech of the day to find and mine the most efficiently was the most rewarded, much like crypto is today. Now, that's partially true. I saw this video, I don't remember where it was, somewhere in Africa, where this huge pile of gold was discovered. And there were thousands of people digging for the gold and like putting it in their pockets and taking it home and then running back and digging for more gold. It's like you add that gold to the supply and the price of gold drops. We don't know how much gold there is, and we don't know about future technology that could, dare I say, mine asteroids and provide an amount of gold that is going to flood the market and cause the price of gold to crash. I am for sure, for the rest of this decade at least, confident that gold will increase in value. But if we're talking about our children, our children's children, etc., yes, Bitcoin could eventually replace gold. And gold could die, aside from being a pretty thing that you change into jewelry. I have been following this as well because, especially with silver's price has gone down. It's been struggling lately. Gold as well. Let me expand this chart here. Let me do 60 days. And here we go. Look at that. Man. So gold's been struggling since the beginning of the year pretty much. I mean, it topped out around 1950. And then what's the deal with that? Because Bitcoin has certainly not been struggling anything like that. And yet gold and the US dollar, what's going on with the US dollar? Is that something that really the US dollar has increased in value in comparison to gold over the last 60 days? And yet Bitcoin is going up in value. What's going on here? I truly believe that the fundamentals are the same. Why do you get gold? It's because of your lack of trust in the dollar for a lot of people. And so people are abandoning their gold. There's Da Vinci J15. Someone I'd recommend you take a look at. I mean, his videos are kind of boring, but he's been in this since Bitcoin was $1. He begged people to just put $1 in Bitcoin. And he used to be a big gold and silver nut. He has sold all of his gold for Bitcoin. And so that's where we're heading. Perhaps. I don't know. For the long run, for the next decade at least, I see some bullishness with gold, but I'd much rather be in Bitcoin. Next, we have Colombia. With Bitcoin to bank sandbox, Colombia will become a Bitcoin haven. There's a reason why I want to talk about this, but let me read some of this article here. Colombia has authorized 8 Bitcoin exchanges for regulatory sandbox testing to start this month. The Financial Superintendency of Colombia recently authorized 9 alliances between local regulated banks and cryptocurrency exchanges. The initial partnerships are reportedly going to include Bancolombia with Gemini, da Vivienda with Paui, in Paui with Binance, Banco de Bogota, all right, etc., etc. So Colombia, and this is going to happen, and this is only going to be a boon for these countries. Colombia is establishing itself as a Bitcoin safe haven. Now, if you remember my old channel, my defunct channel titled World War Bitcoin, that is a prediction of what's coming with Bitcoin. That as countries see that they're losing their grasp on fiat currency, on their own fiat currencies, and they're losing it to crypto, that they're going to try to attack, but by that time it's going to be too late. When crypto is worth more than the entire assets of the, at least of the fiat currencies, the same market cap, etc., that we saw in that video just a few minutes ago, that oh man, what am I thinking here? That they're not going to like it, you know? And so they're going to try to regulate it, they're going to try to end it, but there's two ways to end Bitcoin. One is to shut off the internet, and that's not going to happen unless there's an EMP strike, which is a possibility, which is why I will convert some of my crypto into land and houses, real estate, etc. The other way is every country in the world has to ban it. And if there's one country that does not ban it, it will survive and it will thrive. And that country will become the richest country in the world. And so we have places like Switzerland, we have places like Colombia. Everyone who holds Bitcoin and owns Bitcoin, not everyone, but most of them will move to these countries, and those countries will they will boom. You know, and so what does that look like for a third world country that has been struggling to make ends meet, or been struggling with their currencies, and all of a sudden they're a Bitcoin safe haven and people want to move there, and also like their land is cheap, their properties are cheap, their food, everything's dirt cheap in comparison to the United States, to other countries. It's like this could transform the world. I mean, seriously, this is what I love about crypto in general, is third world countries. This gives them a leg up, and they have a chance to compete on a world global level, you know? And so Colombia, this is only going to be amazing for Colombia. And we'll see about what the future holds. But I'm excited. I'm excited for things like this to happen. So, lastly, I don't want to talk about this one. Let me just read the title. A group of crypto proponents burned an original Bansky Morons print and turned it into an NFT. Check this out, the article. NFTs are huge right now. I have not entered the space personally. I am nervous about bubble-like potential with it. And if you don't know what NFTs are, just do some research. So, I mean, here's an example of an NFT. Banksy, popular artist who sells lots of copies of his. I'm failing to even describe this, but some people they burned an original print of a Bansky art work thing. I'm done. They turned it into an NFT, and now the NFT has value because they burned it. And so NFTs, man. So I know of one piece of art that I think I might have talked about this yesterday. It was turned into an NFT, sold for $67,000, something like that, a few months ago, and then recently sold for $6 million. So is that a bubble, or is this the early, like, is this Bitcoin in 2010? I don't know. Probably worth putting some money in that direction just in case, you know? So let's check on the price of Bitcoin real quick, and then I will be done. Looks like we've recovered. We got down to 46.5. That looked like the bottom there. Now at 48. I don't know what the next few days holds. On one of my TikToks, I know I'm on TikTok. One of my TikToks, I said something about how I just see us trading sideways for the rest of the week, and then maybe next week we'll see some upwards movement. But I do believe that $100,000 in April is still in play. So as always, now's a great time to get in. And I don't know. You will soon be kicking yourself for not having got in below $50,000, because there will be a day that we cross this and we will not cross back. That is coming soon. So otherwise, I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you so much for sticking with me to the end. If you're still here, so many of you, I've gotten to know you. You are becoming the reason that I look forward to doing this every single day. So thank you so much, and have a great weekend. Peace out.